AFC North is going to come down to a pivotal Thanksgiving night matchup between Lamar Jackson and the Ravens against the newly healthy Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Lamar has been dealing with some injuries himself, missing practice earlier this week, but he is set to play on Thursday. Unfortunately for Lamar, I can't even keep up with all the injuries. We got a new one, different body part every single week, like a game of operation. Peter, are the Ravens legit Super Bowl contenders at this point?
At this point, no. If they win on Thursday, I'm willing to put them in the conversation. Consider this. They were 1-5 when they played the Bears a few weeks ago. They won that game, Snoop Huntley. They have won 5 straight games, and they haven't looked good doing it. We haven't even seen them scratch the surface of what we hope they can be, and they still found a way to win 5 games. They're 6-5. They're in first place in the AFC North. They're expected to be in the playoffs. In their schedule coming up, they still have the Bengals twice and the Steelers twice. Then you go from there, and you also have New England, Green Bay. If you're telling me that this team can go ahead and run this table, that would mean they had won 5 straight, add in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight games going into the playoffs. We haven't even seen them play Ravens football yet. You know, John Harbaugh has a famous saying, says, it's not pretty, it's not perfect, it's us. Well, it hasn't been pretty. It has been far from perfect, and yet they're stacking the wins. They have a tough competition this weekend. They play on Thursday night against Joe Burrow and this Bengals team. They start rattling off these wins. I've covered the 07 Giants. I've covered the 2010 Packers, where they don't look good up until Thanksgiving, and then suddenly it's like, wait a second, they're finally healthy, they've gotten it going, and now they've got a little momentum going. They're not Super Bowl contenders right now. They don't belong in the same conversation as the Rams or even some of these other teams in the AFC. You win on Thursday night, that's 6 straight wins. Lamar gets another one under his belt, gets a little healthy with a long stretch. I would say maybe, just maybe, this might be one of those hot teams.
Yeah, I got to see a lot more than beating the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 3-8 and are awful. And even if Burrow does come back, their offense has not been a problem. Hey, their defense is terrible. So beating the Bengals on Thursday, to me, won't mean a lot. Listen, they beat the Bears, they've beaten the Dolphins, Minnesota, Cleveland, and the Jets in the last 5 weeks for this 5-game winning streak. They were in trouble with the Jets. They trailed in the third quarter. The Browns could have won, for crying out loud. I mean, so when you think about it, I just have not been nearly as impressed as you think you would be with a 5-game winning streak. Here's the issue to me. Lamar's, whatever it is, as Shay said during the break, whether it's ankle, hamstring, he's not 100. He missed 4 or 5. He missed 3-4 games. He's not 100%. And if you are not 100% and he can't run, that dual threat, because he is an incredible runner.
He's not running.
And he can't do that. That makes him half the quarterback than he would normally be. And they're not winning any Super Bowl unless he's at 100% and he can run.
Well, I definitely believe that they don't have a shot if he's not 100% and he can run. He said that, so even though he's missed a few games this year because of a toe injury, he said that somebody fell on him during the Jets game, and that's what was ailing him, but he's feeling all right now. We'll know what the truth is based on his performance in the weeks to come. It really, really comes down to his health. I believe if he's healthy, they're a Super Bowl threat. They win the AFC North. And once they win in the AFC North, you got an entirely new season. And when you talk about their defense being awful, their defense has not been awful over the last few weeks. It started out awful over the first 6-7 weeks, giving up over 35 points a game. They were horrible. But they've been significantly better ever since, Doggy. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I look at the weapons that they still have, and I look at the potential of these dudes in a one-or-done situation. They can answer the call against anybody. And this is the interesting thing that I would throw out there, Peter, and Shay as well. Usually there's a whole bunch of expectations heaped on the shoulders of the Baltimore Ravens. They'd be playing with house money to some degree. This year, it would be a little bit different. To start out 1-5, to be considered dead and gone, for people to be booing them, for John Harbaugh's future in Baltimore to be being talked about. All of those things are happening. And then to go from that to winning 5 straight and being tied with the Steelers for first take in the AFC North, I think is incredibly significant. And I think that to turn that around and to find yourself in that situation where you all of a sudden get to the playoffs after a 1-5 start, considering how the Colts have looked, how the Patriots have looked, Jacksonville to a lesser degree, definitely Denver, the Chargers to a lesser degree, the Chiefs still being in the mix, etc. For Baltimore to find themselves in a playoff scenario, it could be very, very, very interesting, because I don't think that we'll be talking about them the way that we did in the past with those expectations. And it will be interesting to see how they perform under those different circumstances.
Good news is Lamar Jackson 21-7 in primetime games. He's very good against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Bad news is they're 1-2 so far this season with him starting, and he doesn't look right. Only 2 runs of over 10 yards for Lamar Jackson this season.
You gotta practice it in the mirror.
Why don't you try it out?
You gotta practice it.
Say it up.
Say it with your chest. My dogs.
Say it with your chest.
Say it. All right, Adam, come on. I got it. I froze up. Let's go. I froze up.
What game you looking forward to the most?
He gets scared.
My dogs.
All right, you went too much. You went too much. Really?
What is it? Pull it back. I don't know what happened. I feel like well, what is it? It's the end of old school. They get shot with the thing, and the guy just goes crazy. All right, anyway, the game you're looking forward to the most tomorrow.
Oh.
I think it's the Cowboys and the Chiefs game. That feels like a playoff game already with 2 quarterbacks that are playing incredibly well and 2 defenses that are coming off some really impressive performances. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in there.
I'm going to go
Good NFL analyst work.
Yeah, I hated it.
I'm going to go Lions-Packers. I think for me, what this Lions team is, they're kind of teetering, and their offensive line hasn't played nearly as well, I guess, as we expected. They haven't been nearly as dominant as we expected. I know with all the turnover and change in their coaching staff, but the Packers took them. Yeah, they put a whooping on them week 1, and going back home, understanding a little more about Green Bay's defense now. Do they have a better plan? Because Ratledge, I think, is still going to be at right guard, who's a young player, rookie player. After Ragnar left, Glasgow's moved inside. This is a different line, but they don't win this game without their line playing well. And you're looking at a team who I expected to be pushing for the NFC Championship, and right now they don't. They need this game to propel them into that conversation.
Jeff, I do want to ask you about the nightcap between the Bengals and the Ravens. The reporting around the Bengals, it sounds like Joe Burrow is going to be in line to start that game tomorrow night. Do you think that this Cincinnati Bengals team can make a run at the postseason?
I do not. I think they just dug that hole too deep. I mean, who was it? Was it the Dolphins and the Bears that they had like just collapses?
Yeah.
Is that
Bears,
the
Jets?
Bears, Jets. Okay, that's what I can't remember, but it was like 2 games that they clearly had. They should have closed. Then I would have said okay, but like at this point, man, they won 1 game since Burrow was gone, and I understand like mathematically if they win out. You got to play the Ravens twice, right? And now, listen, Burrow plays well against the Ravens. Let's not mix it up. I mean, he and Jamar Chase have
yes, he does.
They've had career days, but so does Lamar. And Lamar, I think Lamar's like 22-4. And I mean, it's crazy like how successful. So these games are like 38-34. It's a great watch, but unfortunately, the Bengals have not got the better side of them. And so as I look at this, I just think you got no margin for error. You've been out, 9 games? I'd be disingenuous. I said you just walk right in. I will be shocked if he goes and throws for 350 and 4 tuds, right? Which is he's capable of, but not playing in the speed of the game. I would be thoroughly impressed. The dude would earn Burrow of the week in a hurry if he has that type of
preemptive bro.
No
That's
doubt.
right. Remember.
Yeah, I mean, they run the ball really well, and Jamar Chase is coming off a week of rest, so he's going to be in good shape to be able to...
Fresh.
He's going to be fresh. But, I mean, their ability to run the ball, I think, is going to help them. And the real question for me, for the Ravens, is Kyle Hamilton. He limped off the field at the end of that game, and he's kind of the difference maker on their defense. His flexibility and versatility is what made them so special in the last several weeks on defense. So that, combined with Lamar, has had a knee issue, a hamstring issue, a toe issue. He doesn't seem like himself. So there's definitely a chance that the Bengals could win this game.
Yeah.
They just played an operation with Lamar Jackson, ain't it?
Yeah, seriously.
They're not going to sustain it, though. I can't imagine the Bengals are going to win enough to get into the playoffs, but they're going to win it. They could win enough to make it uncomfortable for the Ravens and some of the other teams.
And they're going to play spoiler for some teams.
Yeah.
They're good. I mean, here's the thing. It's like any shiny new toy. Burrow comes back. Do you run Brown? I mean, like, let's be real. Like that's the, you going to get in gun, put him offset, and just let this thing rip. I mean, because that's been your motto or been your MO. It'll be a great game to watch either way.
I'm really looking forward to Bears.